In 2015, Israel forced Heinz to remove the word ketchup from its ketchup bottles. The trigger was a legal complaint initiated by Heinz's biggest competitor in Israel, Osem. Under an Israeli standard dating back to 1979, a product could only be called ketchup if it met a specific definition. The claim was that Heinz's product didn't qualify. The standards authority agreed, and suddenly, Heinz had a serious branding problem. They could still sell the product, they just couldn't call it ketchup. In English, that wouldn't be such a big deal. You could call it tomato condiment. But Hebrew has no everyday word that neatly matches condiment, so Heinz's importer went digging, not in a supermarket, but in a dictionary. What they found was the word mitbal. Avraham Even-Shoshan, in his supplement volume of the New Dictionary, published in 1983, defines mitbal as a vegetable puree used to season food, tomato mitbal, mushroom mitbal, and so on. In other words, exactly what ketchup is when you're not allowed to call it ketchup. But Even-Shoshan didn't invent the word. Its story goes back to the 1950s, when ketchup first arrived in Israel and became popular almost overnight. One person was not amused. Linguist Yitzhak Avineri. Writing in the newspaper Al Mishmar, Avineri attacked the word ketchup as foreign, harsh, and corrosive to Hebrew. He demanded that Israelis stop using it. His first proposal was tomato juice, mitzvah. Then he rejected that as well. Eventually, he suggested mitbal, literally a seasoning. From a linguistic point of view, it was a good choice. Mitbal is built from the root taval, to season, the same root behind tavlin, spice, and tevel, seasoning. The word fits Hebrew morphology perfectly. It even captures the same category as English condiments. The problem was that no one cared. The public ignored Avineri completely. The word never caught on. By the time Even-Shoshan recorded it, decades later, mitbal was essentially a dead letter. Valid Hebrew, but unused, until Heinz needed a name. In 2015, mitbal was pulled out of the dictionary and put on supermarket shelves. For a full year, Heinz bottles in Israel did not say ketchup, they said mitbal agvaniot. Then, in August 2016, the Israeli Standards Authority revised its definition of ketchup. Heinz now met the standard. Ketchup returned to the label, and the crisis ended. But something had changed. The word mitbal was suddenly visible. It began to spread, cautiously, unevenly, and it's still relatively rare. One reason may be confusion with the homophone mitbal but spelled with a tet. They sound identical, but come from different roots and mean different things. Still, a word that once failed completely had found new life, not because the public embraced it, but because a multinational corporation had no other choice. Now you know.